All right, dog people, here we are, competition healing part 2. I know you've been waiting for it, and it's been a while that we've been trying to make this video, but finally it's done. There is a really big gap between competition healing part 1 and competition healing part 2, which is the one you are watching right now. A lot of things are overlapping, and I feel that I need to repeat some. It's not that something that I have taught in competition healing part 1 has changed dramatically, but we are adding a lot of stuff in this video that I need to really make sure that you understand. But please do not disregard the first lesson. The first lesson was about understanding the importance of precision, understanding the importance of the two of you doing healing together, that it's not just about the dog. And now we're going to get to the interesting part, the advanced part of healing. The first thing that we need to understand with all dog training is that motivation is everything. The desire to want to do something or not want to do something. Everything boils down to that. You either like doing something or you don't like doing it. So, creating the right motivation is going to be super, super important. And we will talk a little bit about that. Because it doesn't matter if the dog knows something, if they don't like doing it, or they just really don't want to do it, period, then it's pointless to go further on. How do we create motivation? We have several choices. Of course, one way to create motivation is to avoid something unpleasant, to avoid something aversive. And that becomes rewarding, and becomes you're motivated to avoid something aversive. On the other hand, another way to be motivated is to get something that you like. And what can the dog get that they would like? You can use food as a reward. You can also use toys as a reward. And of course, we can combine some level of avoidance and escape of something unpleasant and some desire to approach and get something that they want and that they like. But the reason I'm telling you that motivation is important is because I don't want you to start working on healing before we have enough level of motivation to go on and teach something. We want the dog to be motivated. We want him to be excited about learning, coming on the field, ready to go. It's like, what are we going to do today, right? That's the kind of picture that we want. If I don't have that, I will not start teaching behaviors. It doesn't matter if it's going to be sit or heel or anything. It's really, really important. I cannot emphasize enough that the level of motivation will affect the performance. So, as I said, we can use food, we can use toys. We can play games or we can reward for food. There is big difference of how that works in a dog's mind. The most popular ways, the most trending ways to teach healing right now for quite few years have been using food. Manipulating the dog, completely dictating how they should hold their head, how they should move their feet, where they should stay, according to that placement of your hand. I don't think I need to talk to you too much about this because pretty much everybody teaches this way, right? At least in the beginning, everybody starts this way. Other ways will be to teach the dog to target something else that is not food, or eventually switch that targeting for food to targeting play objects that's placed conveniently, strategically somewhere on your body. The intentions and what the dog puts into to the work are very different than what I'm going to teach you throughout this video. The way I will teach healing is through play. And not play as an activity, but playing actual games that have objectives. I hope that you have already seen my videos, chasing, catch, and possession games. These are the prerequisites to what we're gonna do when we start actually teaching healing or teaching any kind of behaviors. I want my dog to understand how to play these games correctly. I want my dog to be super addicted and feel that they are just the best players in these kind of games. Until then, I will not touch healing whatsoever. I also will not try to force the puppy or the young dog into healing through aversion. It doesn't matter if we're using electric collar on working level and so on. That's not the approach that we're going to learn in this video. The idea in this video is to make the dog really excited about working and allow them to show how they want to walk. Allow them to put their own flavor in the walking. Allow them actually to show how they feel. And what I call it, it's like emotions through motion. Meaning, as the dog is moving into healing, he's actually expressing how it feels. And that's a critical difference between what I do and what other system will teach in healing. What other trainers will get really focused on is they will create it, they will mold everything, and they will say, this is how you're gonna walk, this is how you're gonna look, and I'm gonna even make you look like you're very excited and happy, even though that may not be the case. That's just the body language expression. But ultimately, the mind, it doesn't feel that way. And that's a very different approach. Attitude and emotions will be the roots of what we want.